Every second, millions of LLM API requests are firing across data centers worldwide. With every call, developers pay for latency and token compute. When you build an app that extracts structured data from a language model, the automatic reflex is to ask for a JSON object or use native API function calling. It's the industry standard, but that standard carries a heavy tax. Every curly brace, every comma, every repeated key name, and every quotation mark adds to your total token payload. Those extra characters directly translate into higher premium API bills and significantly slower response times for your users. Defaulting to JSON for every data task means you are paying a premium for syntax and hierarchical structure that your specific application might not actually need. Prompt engineering for structured data comes down to a core trade-off. You are balancing structural fidelity against token efficiency. This chart shows the exact same dataset formatted two different ways. On the left is the standard JSON output, and on the right is a flat CSV. Simply switching to that lightweight format cuts the total token volume by up to 70. This matrix shows mapping heavyweight formats to Claude yields the highest accuracy for complex datasets. But watch the red indicators for cost and time. Claude is verbose. With JSON, processing stretches past 12 seconds, making it the slowest, most expensive option. If a single missing attribute breaks your application, the Claude and heavyweight pairing is your only valid choice. You are paying for structural safety. Now consider high-volume transactional data, like processing millions of e-commerce receipts. Instead of nesting that data, you can prompt the model to output a flat, tabular CSV. Alternatively, you can use a simple prefix strategy, asking the model to output basic key-value lines. The immediate benefit is a drastic drop in token consumption compared to the heavyweights. Generation latency also plummets. These lightweight outputs regularly finish in under 3 seconds. Mapping this back to the matrix, combining ChatGPT 4o with CSV or prefix formats provides the lowest cost per token and fastest response times in the study. But there is a significant trap. Under certain conditions, ChatGPT 4o's accuracy drops to roughly 30%. This failure happens when you try to force unstructured storytelling or narrative text into these flat formats. They simply cannot handle the complexity. To maximize this setup, you also need to optimize the prompt itself by removing conversational fluff, stripping out polite preambles like "please provide," and enforcing strict output length constraints cuts your baseline prompt size by 70 to 85%. Lightweight formats paired with GPT-4o and zero-fluff prompts will maximize your ROI, provided your data is strictly tabular and free of complex narratives. Many applications fall somewhere in the middle. They require structure, but the margins do not support JSON's premium token costs. For these cases, YAML is your strategic middle ground. YAML maintains strict hierarchical data relationships, but it strips out the heavy syntax like curly braces and quotes. It saves tokens, though it still struggles slightly if you ask it to generate heavy narrative text inside those data fields. Both Gemini and GPT-4o are highly effective performers when restricted to this specific format. Using YAML allows generalist developers to significantly cut token weight while preserving the hierarchical relationships required for data integrity. JSON is a specialized tool for complex jobs, not the automatic default for every extraction task you write. To optimize your stack, use a branching logic path based on your primary constraint. Path 1, complex nested data, where flawless accuracy is priority. Path 2, high-volume data, where cost and speed dictate architecture. Path 3, a general-purpose balance between cost and structured safety. Moving away from a one-size-fits-all approach and using a constraint-based decision tree turns generative AI from an unpredictable expense into a controlled architectural decision. If you are a precision architect building enterprise or healthcare apps, pair Claude with API function calling or JSON. You must accept higher costs and slower speeds as the necessary price for absolute schema adherence. If you are a scale optimizer or fast shipper, pair ChatGPT 4o with CSV or simple prefixes to tear through high-volume extraction. You are giving up hierarchical nesting in order to achieve sub-3-second latency and rock-bottom API bills. And if you are a generalist, pair Gemini or GPT-4o with YAML to drop the token weight while keeping your structure intact. By treating prompts as a deterministic interface and actively choosing the correct model and format combination, you gain total control over your application's speed, cost, and reliability.